am Farcaster. It is Tuesday, March 5th, and you are here with Adrienne and Nounish Prof and our Farnoggles. I love the Farnoggles. Thank you. Oh my God, I've forgotten his name. I have to tag him. But this was a product of David Furlong and team pulling these together, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I will find you and make sure I tag you in this. I love them, and they are a takeoff on these, of course. So thank you very much for our Farnoggles, but these are the prototype. So we're going to take them off for now. Maybe I'll leave them right here. I don't know if they'll stay. They might stay. Okay, there we go. But they're phenomenal. What do you think, Adrienne?
I don't know. How do they look?
They look fantastic. I mean, they're
Yeah.
really cute. They're really cute. They
10 out
look
of 10
great.
on
They just need a little work on the making sure they stay on thing. I know these are very much an early prototype, but they're pretty
10 out of
awesome.
10, 10 out of 10 on looks. I'm
Okay,
gonna say
do like a little side like this so we get the full view, and then we'll make sure we get the screenshot later. Ah, okay.
I'd say kind of 0 out of 10 on functionality. It's very hard to say on my face.
Very hard to
So
stay on the face.
let's get
But
some designers.
they are adorable, and we're looking forward to version 2. But they're great. I really like them. So thank you very much. They're amazing. We picked those up at Denver, and you're still in the mountains, so that's why we're a little early today. So
I'm still in Colorado. I will never leave. This is my background. I moved over to about 45 minutes away from Denver now, and still enjoying the mountains. I was just thinking this morning, I still can't get over the fact how good Denver was with everyone.
I know, it was amazing.
And
it was so amazing.
The people we met, but I'm leaving today.
Sad, but good. It's time. It's time to get back to the real world. So, but we have a few things to chat about today. So let's dive in. This is from V. Just another reminder about the phishing emails. I know we talked about this yesterday, but I just wanted to post this reminder again. Phishing emails are being sent to Warpcast users. Do not click on any links or connect your wallet. Remember, always check the emails and links come from warpcast.com or farcaster.xyz. Don't connect your wallet to unknown websites. Never share your recovery phrase with a website. So if you get something that says join the Farcaster evolution, don't FOMO without checking. Also, if because they're using some certain emails from a hack, and there's a lot of that going on right now. You can tell we are now officially in a somewhat full market because all of that stuff that's been gone pretty much is back. So even in the discords that I'm in, I'm seeing all the craziness again. And so just be careful out there, people. Don't FOMO.
It's okay to be skeptical.
Yes,
definitely. Be very, very skeptical of everything.
Be skeptical. Don't rush into anything. Like, just hesitate for a minute. It's fine. Also from V, he did a podcast with Cinehab where we talk about frames, Farcaster, and more. I didn't know he did podcasts. I thought that was just Dan's thing. So I have to go give this a listen. Did you even see this? Did you have a chance to listen to it yet?
I had it on the other day in the beginning, and it's if you're interested in kind of also more the kind of the technical decisions, and you might find it interesting. I didn't get through the whole thing.
Okay, I have to go and give that a listen because I just saw that today. So I have to go give that a listen and dig in, see if I can even understand it. But I don't think I've ever heard V's voice. So there you go. There we go.
I've met V.
I know, but I haven't. So
IRL.
I haven't yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
And we're getting him on our podcast.
On episode 100.
Yes.
Very exciting.
And he'll be wearing a GM Farcaster crop top, I've heard. And
I didn't hear that
might
part.
Not know this.
Has that been confirmed?
No. No, it hasn't. And V might not know this, but Dan committed both of them to show up live.
He did commit to commit you to show up live
100th episode.
If you didn't know that, you were committed. Just like he promised video by the end of 2024, and you came through with that by like the end of January, so that was pretty good. That was good. That was good promising, at least that time. Hopefully it works out as well with the promise of episode 100. Moving on, speaking of Dan, I loved this cast. What's one thing that's confusing about Farcaster? And one of the things that came out of this was a discussion about storage. So I thought this was a great cast. If having global state on a single server is important, you get to choose two: long-term storage, censorship resistant, cheap. So this was in response to Trish, who said, "I'm one of the 5 to 15. This stresses me out, wanting to keep everything. People may not care now, but nobody knows how valuable a fully archived Farcaster will be. Undoubtedly very valuable, and possibly most to people who aren't thinking of it. I'm pretty much in the space for watching history unfold," which I thought was a great cast as well. And I wanted to mention Farchiver. So that's what I kept posting on every that whole discussion. I just kept tagging Farchiver over and over again, because you can download everything, all your stuff that's currently still available. Like if it's already gone, you probably can't grab it. But when we had them on in January, when we had them as one of our CLPs that month, I archived everything at that point. So I'm just going to periodically go back and do that, so that I'm keeping everything. But that seems like a great option for now. For those who do want to keep everything, all your casts, everything, you can do that with Farchiver. So there you go. This is not sponsored. This is not a sponsored message at this moment. It was back then, but it's not now. It's just because I do think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, and I think it is confusing because it's not totally clear what gets clipped when you lose it. If you're kind of coming over from a Twitter and you know that doesn't get lost, like you can go back in history, you might expect it in Warpcast. So it's not. Farchiver is one solution. I know there's actually several archiving solutions. And then you have other just kind of apps, like something like a Searchcaster, which isn't yours personally, but there's other kind of apps pulling permanent state.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. By the way, great point. Yeah,
centralized. Yeah, and these are centralized, like no guarantee it stays forever and it'll be open for you, so they can rug it.
That's the one difference with Farchiver, is that you are downloading it to your to you. Like, so you are keeping it yourself. So that's the one difference. But that's a great point. Searchcaster is another great option. So there's, it doesn't necessarily have to be Warpcast's or Merkle Team's solution. It can be other solutions for sure. So there's only so much, storage is going to take a lot of money. So I think it's, fair to cull. And I don't really care if my likes are culled. Like, that doesn't bother me as much. I know that bothers you.
Well, no, you don't care, but the person whose cast you're liking might care, because it was like, I had a banger of a cast. Look how many likes I got. And then a year later, it's like 2.
Because they're all culled, because they're all gone. That's true.
Got lost.
That's true. But I don't feel like that's as important as the initial cast themselves, So I do think, and I do the other thing I've been doing, which you can see in our Discord, which is the private Discord for us, I've been trying to grab those casts so I can find them more easily, that we always refer back to. And I also grab it as an image, so that I always have that as well. So that, in one of them I was thinking about today, actually, was Farcaster's proof of work.
Requires and I don't know when they released that, but there is a save. Like, you can take a cast, create it as an image, good for sharing on other sites. Won't name which ones, but and save them. I know there's frames as well, I'm sure, out there that lets you mint casts as NFTs, and people doing that. But what I loved about Dan kind of calling out when we talk about the storage, it's the reminder of the constraints of people, because guess what? Users will ask for everything, and it's and we don't want to we want everything. We don't want to have to make choices. It's like, yes, I want long-term storage, and it must be censorship resistant, and by the way, it needs to be free.
It needs to be free.
So the reminder of the constraints, and when you're choosing something, it means you're giving up something else. Absolutely. So, because I'm not happy about my casts being low. I want them forever, but more important to me is censorship resistance. So by him bringing that up into the feed, I was like, okay, right, that is actually why I'm here.
Yeah. So what does that mean to you, though? Why does that, is that the centralization of the storage, or what is it that you're thinking is not censorship resistant if they keep the cast forever?
Well, it just gets
too much, right?
Well, then it just gets super expensive, right? Like, the bigger, if you keep everything, and with decentralization, it just get bigger, 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 bigger. Who's paying for this?
Right. Exactly. Right? That's the bottom line. Somebody's got to pay for the storage. And if you don't want advertising, to me, that's more important. I definitely am. I am willing to pay for the storage aspect if I don't have to see an ad every 2 seconds from, no offense, Cheech and Chong. Uh, because that's my whole Twitter feed. Even though I had what was Twitter Blue, which was the only subscription option, but now there's like a premium plus X, or I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I
It
still
blew
see
her.
ads even though I'm paying on there. So that's annoying to me, which I probably can just get rid of it now anyway. But that's frustrating. So I don't want that. Like I do not want, I will pay for storage if I don't have to have ads, because that to
Yeah.
me is important number one for me.
Well, what I
Um,
like, I'll pay for storage, but I also realize I can pay for storage. It doesn't need to stay on the hub from Merkle. I can use a
yeah,
Farcaster solution.
exactly.
I want it. So there's just lots and lots of options when you build
Absolutely.
on a
And there'll
protocol.
be more and more, and there will be more
Yeah.
and more. So, it'll just keep evolving. But I thought that was a really great discussion. So if you haven't chimed in or haven't seen it, go take a look. Um, and we're glad you made it in there, eggs. Eggs, that we're a little bit later today, so some of our West Coasters can actually join us today. Um, okay, moving on. If you semi-regular Warpcast annoyances thread, if you were BDFOWF, what would you have us work on? And that is Benevolent Dictator for one Warpcast feature. And I have seen a lot of people quote casting this, which has been great. If you don't have a suggestion, like your favorite 1 to 2 suggestions helps us understand what's most annoying. So I thought this is super helpful. And one of those, if I can find it again, was something from Erica. That was when someone casts in a channel for the first time, they should be shown the channel norms before posting that cast. I've been correcting a lot of folks in replies and DCs that aren't following norms, and they apologize, saying they didn't know there were any. Not easily discoverable unless pinned 24/7. So I thought that was a really great suggestion, and I know there's some there's starting to be some work around that in terms of if you're doing right now. There's some experiments happening with how can we control spam, but also allowing those who are genuine users who just want to have their cast seen to give them more visibility. And one of those experiments is to pay with warps to cast in a channel. And it's in process. It's in process. There's some downsides, and it doesn't work for every channel. Like it's not something I would want to use in any channels I'm currently hosting, but I get it for some of those 100,000 K channels that are just a little bit unmanageable. It might make a lot of sense. But also having the norms be shown first before they have to pay for that, I think is super helpful. And I think that'll be really something that'll be useful down the road for sure. Like I'd like to see that. You have to agree and then you can move on. It's kind of similar to
I,
way when you join a Discord, but have
yeah.
them be, yeah, something you actually read, hopefully.
I loved it. Yeah. Great. I loved her suggestion. And it's also low
Yeah.
friction. So
Yeah.
it's not do this, buy warps, click here. It's just,
Yeah.
I've already written my cast. I'm sending it to a channel. Oh, by the way, let
It's
me
my
just
first
acknowledge
time,
one
and
time.
it's my
Yeah.
first time. Yeah. And I just want to make sure that this fits too, that it's the right topic for the right channel. And we have people like Builder DAO is a great example. It's slash builder. So if you're not paying attention, we get a lot of casts that really belong in devs. It doesn't really belong there. It's not going to get and most importantly, it's not going to get the right visibility. There's nothing wrong with the cast. It's great. It's a great thing. You should definitely be asking. It's just in the wrong place, and it's not going to get the visibility that you're looking for. It's not going to get the response because it's not in the right channel. So things like that would be helpful for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
And I can't, now I'm trying to remember the name. There was another channel that was very similar to that, where it's like, it's for a DAO or an NFT
yeah,
project, but it actually means something
all the
completely.
time. Yeah, all the time. I
We
get
get it in
that.
GM Farcaster.
We get in GM. We get a
We
lot
get
of people
people who
saying
just want to say
GM.
GM to
They just say
Farcaster.
GM, and I kind of am like, okay, it's fine. Like
It's on brand.
it's fine. Yeah, it's
We
not.
take it. You
It's
can say
fine.
GM.
It's fine. You can say GM in our channel. It's totally fine. Every once in a while I might hide you if you say something else that's like weird and off topic. Um I love this cast from Dan. If you had a cool social connection as a result of Farcaster, reply here. I did reply and basically just said, go see GM Farcaster channel. Because that was my really
Yeah.
cool social connection that I got from here. Was a co-founder, and that's happened many, many times to people, which I think is amazing. That people have, and that just points to the YC, right? The FC
FC
is
is the
the
new
YC.
YC. Heard it here.
FC's a new IC. We're in the
We're, ma-
incubator. And
we're
actually,
making it
so
a thing.
we did announce something along those lines, and I don't even know if I have the announcement up here. I don't. That we are going to be expanding what we're doing, and we're going to be launching hyper subscriptions and some new sponsorships, and a lot of things are going to roll out over the next 2 weeks. And part of that was that, we met at FarCon and we decided to now move this into full-time gig because we love what we're doing. We love Farcaster and we love helping it grow. So there's a lot of people who've met their founders here. But one of the things I said was, a thank you when Dan posted that he was excited for us. I was like, well, thank you for creating this incubator. And that's what it really is. And I, greatly appreciate that. So, and it's the open nature of it all that makes it
Mhm.
that way. So yeah. Anything else you want to add to that? We have a lot
Right.
to roll out and it's going to be more
Do we
next week, but yeah,
so
we're getting
much?
there.
No, I mean, that is when I talk to people who don't get like why, like the whole crypto space, the permissionless nature, which is no one's inviting you. There's no formal fill out this form to find your co-founder. It's not, there's no like, it's just show
If you
up.
want to start a morning show, fill out this form
Yeah.
about
Show up
Farcaster.
and start participating and kind of magic happens. Did you pull up the cast from Variant about their
Yes.
minus? So like what you
Yes.
said about the
Yes.
kind of
So
the
here it
how do you
is.
find a
Yeah.
co-founder?
-1 to 0 when founders know they want to start something but are still figuring out everything out and may still be employed. We want to talk to you. This is from Variant, and they have the little meme. They don't know we invest in founders at the -1 to 0 stage, and I thought that was really funny. So yeah, that's a great point. Like a VC is actively looking for you on
Yeah.
Warpcast.
And they filled out, so there's a form, at least it's for New York City right now, but they host kind of informal,
Mm.
casual events, dinners for people who are kind of in the exploring phase and like, maybe I want to start something, maybe I want to find a co-founder. By the way, don't tell Varian I said this. You don't need them because you can, don't tell them. You can just find them on Warpcast. But by the way, are they really investing in founders at the -1 to 0 phase?
I don't know. I mean,
And what
they
does
say
that
they
look
are.
like?
They say they are.
And
So, and I think they do. I think they do sometimes. And I think it's really about, is your venture, VC type
but
of
yeah,
backing needed? If it's needed, is that investment needed? But I think that's amazing that they're on Warpcast saying that though too. Is really cool that they're actively saying we want to help you. We want to help you
yeah.
build.
We
But
are so
yes,
back, Prof.
we're so back. We're so
We're so
back. It's
back.
also back. It's also back. We're back. Were we ever gone? We never left. Still here. I'm still waiting for that episode to come out. Still here. That I did a while back. Anyway, this was really cool. This was from Jesse. Just minted a frame. So based. It's a frame where you can make your own meme using like some of the typical memes. And Jesse had added, I am once again asking for you to be based, but you can click on this meme. Hopefully it'll work for me. You can click on this frame and find the meme that you select your meme that you want to use. You pick it and then you fill it out and create your own meme in a frame. And I thought that was so cool, like just make it so easy to kind of create, use your own, humor and create a meme in like 2 seconds without having to like hunt it down and all that. So that was really cool. Cool use of frames, I thought. So we have to figure out some memes and go use it. I just didn't have any good ideas at the moment. I was going to create one, but I'm like, I got nothing right now. My
I
brain
have
is
a meme
fried.
I want to create.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
So yeah, I have
I'll be
all sorts
waiting.
of ideas for memes.
I'll be looking for it. Please drop it. Please drop the link in the Discord
Okay.
if you don't mind. If you don't mind. Um, moving on. Ted, observation. The best Perl games by measure of both entertainment and engagement are the ones where the opponents are bought in and ready to rumble and where the pairing makes sense. Best example, A16Z and Variant. If the product has to choose between entertainment and frequency, to me, the choice seems obvious. And I agree. And so does Dan. Because I think Dan has now said, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I think that, I think the buy-in thing is really helpful. Like get people to opt in, and then I think you'll get a lot more engagement, like natural organic engagement rather than, this is again the casino versus the computer kind of thing. Like let's get more of the computer involved and
Yeah.
have it be a little bit more fun. But I love what Pearl is doing. I think it helps with engagement for sure. But I definitely I really enjoyed the Woj versus V. That was just funny. It was cool to see how he was using supercast. Like it made a lot of sense. But sometimes they also come up when people aren't ready for it and they weren't planning to, when Jesse's skiing or something, don't include him.
Right.
Because that's kind of unfair to them, especially if they want to support you. But I do think it's still, a fun thing. So I'm waiting for the Adrienne versus anybody Pearl game because I'm definitely betting on Adrienne. No doubt. Even if you were, in the mountains at a
I don't
spa
know.
day, I think you would win. Um, but pick a different day. We got to start wrapping up. I got a few more things that I wanted to mention on China Casino Online. This was from Jesse. Coinbase and Base have done a bunch of consumer research, and on-chain outperforms every other word that people use for crypto. If you're using blockchain, Web3, crypto, etc., find a way to switch to on-chain and you will be more successful. Like on-chain media, for example. I did like that. And then Detach Mode is still seeking a tagline for us. So here we go. GM Farcaster, your conflict-free hub for Farcaster's top gossip. Probably not the winner, Adrienne, but it's got layers of technical pun.
Do you like it?
Thoughts? I think it's a little clunky. I think it's a little
Mhm.
clunky. I don't know if it'll catch on, but I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Also,
It's not
fun.
as smooth as the one he created for
She's looking for you to bring your
but
best
yeah.
here.
It needs to roll. It needs to be something you can sing that rolls off the tongue very easy. That
We're getting there,
everybody
though.
knows.
We're getting
Like
it's the right
21 minutes
direction.
of Farcaster news, even though we never go
Yeah,
21
and even though
minutes.
we're already at
Apologies.
23 minutes. And I do think I hit all the big ones. I want to mention one more. How many Farcasters do you subscribe to notifications when they cast? I have 3. It's a bit obsessive, but it's also the passion of my job. So I do think that was a pretty, cool point that you can also now super follow people. So I like that idea, and I was talking to Cameron about that. So I need to figure out how to better follow and super follow people so that I'm making sure I'm not missing people I really want to see their casts of. And I know as the algorithms got more busy, it's harder and harder because and Cameron was the reason I was talking with him about this, and I just don't see his casts as much, and it's just because busyness. So I think that notifications and super follows and things like that are going to be really helpful. And I think that is it for us today. That went incredibly fast today. One last note, if you're a nouns, go check out the cast I just put up. I'm going to try and help get some folks an active badge with an active badge boot camp. Help them get to 402 weeks or less if they have less than 400 followers, are nounish DAO, or are working on a nouns project. So let me know if you're interested. This offer open for the next couple days, and then I'm going to get that started. So, and we'll see how it goes. I'll report back on my experiment.
That's super
We
cool.
shall see. We shall see. We'll see if anybody takes me up on it. All right, that's it for us today. I will be back on Friday at 8:30 a.m. We're going to be back to our normal time and back to our normal time next week as well. But on Friday, I'm going to have a guest co-host, and that is heavyweight Erica. Very excited. She was with us last night. We did do a GN Farcaster last night. It was dropped, so you can go check that out in the GM Farcaster channel, where we talked a little bit more about ETH Denver. It was so fun. So thank you to Ted, Erica, and Grace. I see you down there, Grace. It was really fun chatting with you. We may have to do a few of those maybe once a month or something just to hang a little GM in the PM and just chat all the things because that was a lot of fun. And that's it. Anything else, Adrienne, before we sign off?
No, have a great rest of week, everyone. I will see you next
Yeah,
Monday.
you take a nice little you're off. You're taking a little break here, but have a
No,
good
I'm
time.
going to work. It's
I
not.
know.
Yeah,
I know. You're going to
I'm
do some
off.
writing. I know.
Yeah, I'm off to do some DevOps writing workshops for the next few days. I'll try to cast, but be
Yeah,
busy and
cast here and there. Cast here and there.
yeah,
I know you
you'll
will.
see me.
I know you will. All right. We'll see you all. I will see you on Friday and we'll see you back on Monday. Look for more stuff from us coming this week. And yes, let's put our Farnoggles on one more time. As we say, bye-bye.
Bye.